Why Some Men Never Commit, the psychology behind emotional unavailability. Have you ever met a man who gives you just enough attention to make you believe there's something real, but the moment things start getting serious, he disappears? He tells you he loves being with you. He says you're different. He acts like he can see a future with you. But when it's time to choose you, to build something, to actually commit, suddenly he becomes confused. The question is, why? Why do some men chase a woman, fight for her attention, and then become afraid of the very thing they worked so hard to have? Today, we're talking about the psychology behind why some men never commit. Commitment is one of the most misunderstood things in relationships. People often assume that when someone doesn't commit, it means they don't care. And sometimes, that's true. But human behavior is more complicated than that. Some men don't avoid commitment because they feel nothing. Some avoid it because commitment represents something deeper: responsibility, vulnerability, change, and the fear of losing themselves. A man can genuinely enjoy your presence and still struggle with the idea of building a future. And understanding why can reveal a lot about emotional maturity, attachment, and what happens inside someone's mind when love starts becoming real. Imagine a woman named Sarah. Sarah meets David. At the beginning, everything feels effortless. David texts her every morning. He plans dates. He remembers the little things she says. He makes her feel chosen. For the first few months, Sarah thinks, "This is it. I finally found someone serious." But then something changes. The more emotionally connected they become, the more distant David becomes. When Sarah talks about the future, he changes the subject. When she asks where things are going, he says, "Why do we have to put pressure on this? Let's just enjoy what we have." Sarah becomes confused. Because his actions say one thing, but his fear says another. And this is where many people get stuck. They keep trying to love someone into becoming ready. They think, if I'm patient enough, supportive enough, understanding enough, maybe they'll finally choose me. But commitment is not something you can convince someone into. It's something they have to be emotionally prepared for. One reason some men avoid commitment is because they associate relationships with losing freedom. For some people, commitment doesn't feel like security. It feels like a cage. This often comes from past experiences. Maybe they grew up seeing unhealthy relationships. Maybe they watched someone lose their identity inside a marriage. Maybe they experienced a painful breakup that taught them getting close to someone means eventually getting hurt. So instead of seeing commitment as connection, they see it as a threat. Their brain starts protecting them. The closer someone gets, the more they feel the need to create distance. This is often connected to avoidant attachment patterns. A person with avoidant tendencies may want love, but struggle with emotional closeness. They enjoy intimacy until intimacy requires vulnerability. But there is another side we have to talk about. Sometimes a man doesn't commit because he simply enjoys the situation exactly as it is. He gets companionship, he gets attention, he gets emotional support, he gets someone who cares about him. But commitment would require effort. It would require accountability. It would require him to show up consistently. Some people want the comfort of a relationship without accepting the responsibilities of one. They want someone beside them, but they don't want to be responsible for someone's heart. And this creates a painful cycle. One person is building a future. The other person is just enjoying the present. Another reason some men struggle with commitment is the fear that they are making the wrong choice. In a world where people constantly see endless options, some people become afraid of closing the door on possibilities. They start thinking, what if someone better comes along? What if I settle too early? What if I regret this? Psychology calls this the paradox of choice. When people believe they have unlimited options, making a decision can become harder. Instead of feeling grateful for what they have, they focus on what they might be missing. And sometimes, The search for the perfect person prevents them from building something meaningful with a real person. But here is the hardest truth. A person can care about you and still not be capable of giving you what you need. Love and readiness are not always the same thing. Someone can enjoy your company. They can miss you. They can even be afraid of losing you. But if they are not willing to grow, communicate, and choose you consistently, their feelings alone are not enough. A relationship is not built on potential. It's built on actions. So how do you know if someone is afraid of commitment or simply doesn't want commitment? Look at patterns. Do they talk about a future but never create one? Do they disappear whenever things become serious? Do they keep you close but avoid defining the relationship? Do their words make promises that their actions never support? Because commitment is not about saying, "I could see myself with you someday." Commitment is saying, "I choose you, and I'm willing to build something with you." The truth is, some people spend their entire lives running from commitment because they are afraid of what love requires. Love requires honesty. Love requires vulnerability. Love requires two people willing to be seen completely. And maybe the biggest question is not, why won't they commit to me? Maybe the deeper question is, am I waiting for someone to become ready while ignoring what their actions are already telling me?